10 reasons you do not want to move to Park City. I know, crazy. I have all these videos on my channel about why you should move to Park City, but today we're going to talk about why you shouldn't. Well, look around me. First reason is it's March. It's supposed to be spring. We keep just getting pounded and pounded and pounded with snow this year. Record year. We haven't had a season like this in about a decade. So you're going to get tons of snow. And if you do not like the snow, you do not like driving in the snow, you do not like what you get to wear in winter months. Like, I haven't worn like a cute outfit in like 6 months, right? Yoga pants, space layers, puffy coats. But actually, I can make this look cute because I'm used to it and I like it. But if you're somebody that is used to like city living and cute outfits and date night and heels and like fun little dresses and skirts, you're going to hate it because you can't wear those things here. And you can in the summer, but I mean, right? You're living up north, you're living in the mountains, your wardrobe changes, becomes very mountainy. If you look around me, it's starting to warm up. So we're getting hopefully we don't get flooding. They were a little nervous about that because we have so much snow, but Utah absolutely needed it, right? So if you don't like the snow, if you don't like winter, it really starts to snow here. Oh gosh, it started snowing. Sometimes it starts snowing in October, but then it gets warm and it melts away and then it doesn't come back till November. So it really starts snowing November. It comes in December, January, February, into March, sometimes even into April. Spring is more March and April. So it gets really cold at night still, and then it gets really hot in the daytime. So today it's supposed to be get to 40 degrees. This morning it was 17 degrees. This whole winter it's been really, really cold, which has been good for our snowpack. You want it to be cold because that's what creates the good powder. It's not Sierra cement. It's the good, light, fluffy stuff. With winter comes shoveling. With winter comes plowing your driveway. With winter comes getting snow removed off your roof if there's too much snow on it and the load's too heavy. Like this year, there's been a lot of people worried about it. In past seasons, it hasn't been too bad, but this year, it's been incredible. So people are worried about that. If you have a lot of decks, you're going to be shoveling your decks, unless you hire somebody to do it for you, which you can, and which a lot of people do, or maybe you move into an HOA where this is done for you. Reason number 2 that you will not like living in Park City, the climate. It's very, very dry here. And why I would prefer a dry climate over a humid one, because the humidity makes my hair crazy. If you're not used to living in a desert, in the wintertime, your skin is going to crack. Your fingers are going to crack. Like my fingers and my fingernails, and for the ladies especially, if you're someone that's gets your nails done and you're a very high maintenance person, you're gonna be bummed with how your skin feels and how dry you are and all the cracks. Like my fingers are cracked, and when you bang it on something, oh my god, it hurts so bad. It just freaking kills. So just be prepared. You need a water softener in your house so that it softens the water, because we have really hard water here. So as long as you have that and you have salt in your water softener, your skin will feel much better. But if you don't have a water softener, oh man, you're going to need to be moisturizing and just taking care of your skin and your hands and your fingers and all of that. It is very, very, very expensive to live here. The median price keeps going up and up and up and up. And I keep getting people who have crazy expectations, thinking that they're going to find something for under $1 million. Good luck, my friends. I'm not trying to be an a-hole or rude or anything, but you're not finding anything here that's a single family home for under $1 million. Unless you are looking at a townhome or a condo, it's not going to be new. It's going to be older, right? When I say old, it's not like it's oh, this is a piece of crap. It's yeah, it's dated, right? It's the oak. And I just fell in the snow. It might not have the greatest, most up-to-date appliances. It might not have an all-white kitchen. I call it the orange kitchen, the burnt buffalo barbecue chicken wing kitchen, where everything is orange. And in person, it doesn't look so bad, right? You're oh, a little bit of paint, we can fix this, we can change out the cupboards or the cabinetry, hardware if the owner hasn't done so to make it a little more modern. But in photos, oh, we've got so many orange and yellow interiors because that's like what was popular in the 90s. And that's when a lot of these places were built, the 80s and the 90s in Park City. So cost of living, it's expensive, food's expensive, gas is expensive, ski passes are expensive, going to Pilates is expensive, going to yoga is expensive, buying a gym pass is expensive up here. Like, cost of living is just higher. It's a very affluent community, right? Lots of wealth here. And for the people who've been here for the last 30 years, like myself, right? I didn't buy a $3 million home. So the people that are buying into Park City right now have lots and lots of money. 30 years ago, like my parents bought their lot for $14,000, seller financing, right? And built a custom home. And now today, it's probably worth $2 million. When you're buying into Park City, it appreciates like crazy. But people love it so much, where are they gonna go, right? Unless you're totally sick of the snow, totally sick of shoveling, totally not into winter activities or anything that you can do in the outside. Maybe you're just not an outdoorsy person and you're sick of winter and you're sick of skiing and you want to move to St. George or Southern Utah or Arizona or somewhere warm. Like, otherwise everybody else is sticking around here because they still love to ski. And the next reason that you might not like Park City is it's touristy. It's got a lot of tourist traffic. That's also why it's kind of expensive to live here. Like, if you go to Main Street, if you shop on Main Street, like, what are you doing if you shop on Main Street on a daily basis? Like, holy smokes. Like, Gorsha's is like $800 tennis shoes. Like, who needs an $800 tennis shoe? And I'm not judging you, because some people, like, $800 to them is like $8, right? They have so much money, it doesn't matter. But it's a tourist town. And Main Street is especially touristy. So Deer Valley is a little more touristy. The areas that aren't as touristy are like, and that is, they're actually bombing. They're bombing McConkey's over there, if you can hear it. The areas where the locals live is more Snyderville Basin, right? A lot of people have moved to Heber and Midway recently and out to the Camas Valley. So they haven't really left Park City. They're still in the Wasatch Back, but they just moved out of Park City because they sold their home for a shit ton of money. And they were like, this would be stupid not to take it up on the offer, but we're not exactly ready to, move somewhere warm because we still enjoy the outdoors. We love summer here. We love winter here. And the fifth reason that you might not want to come to Park City is because there's not a lot of high-paying jobs. There's a lot of seasonal work. So again, if you're moving here, you probably are being relocated for a job that is already high-paying, and maybe you're working from home. Maybe you're working remotely part of the week and you can fly out of Salt Lake City International Airport, which is only a 30-minute drive, or you have a private jet, or you own your own business and you can work from home, or you own a business here, you're going to start a business here. But when you're coming to Park City to look for a job, it's very seasonal work. It's hospitality industry, it's working at the ski resorts, it's restaurants, bars, those types of things, which do not pay a lot of money. And I made a video, the pros and cons of living in Park City, which is newly updated. You should check that video out for sure, because it talks more in detail about kind of like the jobs and the employment opportunities here. And then, which brings me to my sixth reason, is it's a longer commute. So if you are moving here and you have to commute, you're likely commuting to Salt Lake, which I think compared to bigger cities, like, I don't think it's a horrible con. Salt Lake is like 35 minutes away. I think it's a pretty dang easy drive. So you don't have to worry about that. And if you buy in areas like Summit Park or Pine Brook or Jeremy Ranch, you're even closer. The reason you might not like Park City is that we have a lot of traffic. Now, compared to Southern California, this is a dream come true. It's not that bad. However, if you've lived here for a long time, it's bad. And they're working on remedies to fix it. We have a free bus system. We have public transit. But the problem is that I used public transit a number of times today, like a number of times not today, but this season. And sometimes I was waiting for the bus during hot times during the season, like during Sundance, during the holidays, on the weekends. And I was waiting at the bus stop for like 40 minutes because they were so backed up and so many people were using it. And then once the bus finally showed up, it was full and I couldn't even get on the bus, so I had to wait for the next bus. So when I went to the canyons finally and I made it, I actually just skied down to like Hidden Creek and the Waldorf area Actually, I skied down to Waldorf, and then I walked home, right? Because it was like a 20-minute walk home, and I live in the Canyons area, so I freaking walked home and was like, screw this. We've got a lot of ski traffic. They're working on it. Just heads up, 224 has a lot of stoplights, has a lot of congestion. It's very busy during peak times of the season, ski season, Sundance, Christmas, holidays. It gets better during mud season, like April, May, and then, you know, in the summertime, people come here again. They enjoy here. So if somebody is living here seasonally, a lot of times they'll come for a portion of the winter, go back to Florida. We have a lot of Floridians here. And then they actually spend the summers out here too, if they haven't relocated permanently. It's up. And even if you move out to like Camas Valley or Hideout or the Jordanelle area or Heber or Midway, and you're still commuting into Park City, you are either taking 248 or Highway 40 to get into Park City, which bottlenecks you right by the Park City Hospital and by the Park City High School. And you're either stuck at Kimball Junction, which is horrific, or you're stuck at the traffic out there at Quinns Junction. So those two areas are probably the worstly congested of Park City. So just heads up, they're working on it though, but it is better than Southern California or New York or a big city. The eighth thing is that, which brings me to the point, like, we're not getting any less popular. Like, people freaking love Park City. So our ski resorts are getting really crowded. However, we are better than Colorado. I wouldn't ski Colorado. I wouldn't go to Vail. No thank you. Have you seen the lines there? Absolutely not. I would rather spend the money to go cat skiing at Park City Powder Cats or buy an Indy pass, so then when Park City's really crazy, you just jump in your camper or your van and go do the Indy resorts rather than Epic or Icon, because the grass is not greener down in Salt Lake. Big and Little Cottonwood have just as many issues as we do. I think one of the only resorts that probably doesn't have issues yet is Sundance, because it's still really small and people just don't go there for whatever reason. But Sundance is awesome. It's beautiful. Timpanogos is one of the most beautiful mountains I've ever seen, and some people just don't go there. And Sundance is located between Heber and Provo. But be prepared, like Little Cottonwood, they are trying to figure out what to do. They want to put a gondola in. People are up in arms about it. I don't know what's going to happen. But the gondola in Little Cottonwood doesn't exactly solve the problem in Big Cottonwood. Snow Basin became Icon Pass, which, I mean, my God, Snow Basin and getting to Ogden these days, whoo, it's a task too. The other place that's really awesome is still Powder Mountain, because they limit their day passes. And I know that Deer Valley has decided to restrict Icon Pass holders. So if you have an Icon Pass thinking you're going to ski Deer Valley, now they want you to do parking reservations next year. The ninth reason that you might not want to move to Park City is because the lack of things to do. So while we have tons of stuff to do, if you love the outdoors, if you love to ski, if you love to snowshoe, if you love to hike, if you love to mountain bike, if you love just riding your bike in the summer or cross-country skiing, like, we have tons of things to do if you love the outdoors, camping, national parks, boating. But if you're like a really materialistic person and you like high-end shopping, like Louis Vuitton and like Vegas, like, it's not Vegas. There's not a lot of nightclubs. There's not a lot of bars. It's not Miami. It's a mountain town. So we have fun, quirky little things to do in the mountain town. Deer Valley always has a concert series, which is a music concert series at Deer Valley. It's really, really fun. However, if you're used to kind of like this bustling nightlife, like Miami City nightlife, like, you might not like it here. The next reason, the 10th reason, is natural disasters. So we don't have hurricanes. We don't have tornadoes, although there was a tornado one time in Salt Lake City, but we do get fires. We're really dry, and in the summertime, we've had a really high level of wildfires. So, and then if we get too much snow, like as you can see, when we have really good snow years, people worry about it flooding. So we do get natural disasters. And if you're thinking, hey, I really am still kind of curious about Park City, I like the outdoors, I like to ski, I like the cold, I like the winter, I want to know more, then make sure you check out this video next.